All right. Welcome to the Maximum Edge Sports Wagering Show. My name is John Santucci. Call me Tooch. I got my two buddies here. I got Anthony from Pounded Sports and Sean Higgs, man, from everywhere.
I just lost you. I'm like, what's happening here? It was all.
Oh.
I just had a blank screen. I'm like,
was I gone?
all I had was a BetMGM logo in front of me.
All right, we are here. We're live. We're going to talk some Major League Baseball wagering. But first, before we talk about a couple games tonight and some future talk, I want to talk about the Dodgers game. Was it last night, Anthony? With Clayton Kershaw was pitching a really great game. He had a perfect game, and he got pulled. I want to ask you, Sean, what do you think about that?
Well, automatically I go to like, what kind of, it's the whole babying of pitchers here. But you're in off of they had a lockout. These guys didn't play a lot, abbreviated spring. And then you have Kershaw's a guy he's got a lot of mileage on his arm, a little banged up last year with a shoulder problem. He was out a little bit. So would I want him out there? He had 70 pitches? I would have laid him out at least. I would have laid him out at least to the eighth inning. If he gives up a hit, he gives up a hit, right? Let's go out there. It's 80 pitch. Go for it. Chances are he probably would have given up a hit, right? We've only seen 23 perfect games ever. So the odds are that he might have given up a hit or walked somebody or whatever the case would be. I would have left him in another inning and saw what happens, And then at that point, I mean, I don't know. You want to roll with history, but on the same token, is this the Dodger team? You got a $300 million payroll. You're looking to win a World Series. You don't want this guy getting hurt the first week of the season, where he's at the he's at the tail end of his career. Right? He's not going to throw 130 pitches opening day for him. That was his first start, right? It's first start of the year. Come on. I would have given him another inning, though. At least an inning. Come on. 80 pitches. Go one more inning. Get the eighth inning out, and then we'll see what happens from there. But what are you going to do? You don't see a lot of guys go deep anyway, right? It's 100 pitchers, get them out. 100 pitchers, go to the bullpen.
You're on mute.
He's muted.
Damn it. It's not like the old days where guys would go, 9 innings, 8 innings, regularly. And nowadays it's, conservation, of their arms and innings and all that. And
I got first start of the year. Okay. Guys got a problem, shoulder issue, no real spring training. I get it. Throw him out one more inning now. At least maybe he'll throw a meatball just to get out of the game. Be like, all right, 8 innings, 1 hit. What's the big deal? I'm saying, if you're a Dodger fan, if you would have went out there and got hurt, or he throws a perfect game, wonderful, and then in May he's out with a shoulder strain, you'd be like, that's because he threw a bunch of pitches. He didn't have a spring training. What happened? He threw 2 innings in spring training, and he went out and threw 9 innings and 100 whatever pitches for that. You can't. Hindsight 2020, you can't say nothing about it. I would have threw him out another inning, but who am I? I've never been a baseball manager,
Right. Anthony, it's a perfect game, though. They only come along so often. I mean, I don't care whether it's his first start of the season or anything, but I mean, if you're a pitcher or if you're a manager, don't you want to try and get that? I mean, how often does a perfect game happen? Right.
So, but just like Sean said, there's only been 23 perfect games in MLB history. No pitcher's ever done it more than one time. And it's history. It's 8 or 7 shutout innings. You're 6 outs away. So Kershaw, little history. Just like Sean said, he's coming off an injury. He's been banged up. I mean, I don't think he even pitched in the playoffs last year, if I'm correct. And he's one of the top pitchers of all time, arguably. I would have left his ass in there. I would have said, hey, Clayton, can you go another inning? He would have said, yeah, because he's a gamer. He's not a sissy. He's going to play it out. And let's see how we go the 8th inning. And then after the 8th inning, he's got it. I would have said, get your ass out there and we'll finish this perfect game. I don't care if I got to skip your next start. Your ass is going to get the 24th perfect game in MLB history, and that's going to be the talk of April. So that's what I would have done. I would have left it up to him and just see how it goes. And
he said all the right. If you saw him,
they have depth. They have depth in starting pitching.
He said afterwards, oh, it's okay. It was the right thing to do. Like, he didn't really kind of care about it. Like, you'd think he'd be a little annoyed.
You know what it is, because he's a veteran. and he knows that it's not the coach's or not the manager's decision. It's upstairs. If the manager would have left him in there and said, "Hey, go in there," you know damn well the manager would have got a call from the general manager. What the hell are you doing? You do know he just came off injury, blah blah blah, and it's all politics when it comes down to it. It's politics and money. So
it's a great point.
It has to be that way. Back in the day, that's why they were able to do that. Get your ass out there. You're gonna go pitch another inning. I'm tired. I don't give a shit. Go pitch.
Go for it.
That's what they did back in the day.
But I'm with you. At least send him out to the 8th. There's only been 23. Maybe there would have been 24th. Who knows? Send him out there. If he gave up a hit, he would have given up a hit. That's that.
If anyone could do it, it's him. I mean, he's already thrown a no-hitter, so it's probably no big deal to him. But as a baseball hardcore fan, that would have been nice to see him get it. But
holy crap, yeah.
What a return. He gets a lot of flack for like, oh, he's not a postseason pitcher. Like, I mean, okay, he's had a bad inning every once in a while, but you know, you're in the playoffs. 12 straight years, you're going to have a bad inning or two. You're going to, give up a 3-run home run. It happens.
Everybody does.
Where's the rest of the team bailing him out? Where's the rest of the team can't bail him out? So we're basically saying it's Kershaw or nobody on that team. I like her. I like him.
I like him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Big fan of him. Big fan.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, why don't we segue into one of his teammates who's pitching tonight? I'm talking about a guy I love, man, Walker Buehler.
Yes.
So we got Cincinnati at the Dodgers tonight. This is the late game tonight. You got Cincinnati is going with Luis Cessa. I got to be honest. I don't know. I've never heard of this guy, but
he's from the Yankees organization.
Okay. So Cincinnati out the Dodgers. Dodgers coming off of the Minnesota. They were at Minnesota last night, right?
Yeah.
So Cincinnati, they head back home. I don't know if this is their home opener, but
home opener.
Opener. I love the Dodgers tonight. It's heavy juice though, Sean. Minus 270. If I were going to bet this, would be run line or nothing.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't like laying like 160. So I mean, I'm definitely not going to lay 2+. Even I love Buehler. I had to pull out my bookie. I got a 10-1 Cy Young on this guy. So I'm a big Buehler guy. I had one last year on him too. So I like Walter Buehler here. Again, even I think run line's probably going to be in the 145 range, right? Why not?
Yep.
The Dodgers, I think they found their bats the last couple of days, right? 7 runs put up against Minnie the last couple of days. Maybe the bats are coming around. I got high hopes for Cody Bellinger. I got a couple futures on him for MVP. He started out miserable, but I don't know. Home opener, you got to like the Dodgers.
He homered yesterday.
Yeah, of course. I had him like in Colorado, hit like a double, score an RBI, nothing. He couldn't do anything for me. Although I did have a Gavin Lux player prop the other day for a ribby. He paid off like 2.25 or something. Gavin Lux. But yeah, here, I mean, the Reds, you go into Atlanta, you stole a game there with their young pitching staff. Here, I don't know. Let's be honest. The Reds aren't going to be that good a team this year. All right, they've had, the Braves, they've been putting up runs. I don't see the Reds competing here versus Dodgers. Better pitching staff for LA, and the lineup. I mean, this is old school. This is like a '90s AL lineup, like back in the day with DHs. I mean, this lineup, top to bottom, is just stacked. Yep. And they're going to have games where everybody's going to be hitting and they'll be dropping like 11, 12 runs a game. And then you have the other games they're just going to win 4-1. I'm a believer in LA where, this is a team that's going to be a huge fave all the time. So you kind of on a pick of when you're going to fade them a little bit, right? Because they're going to, on an average, they're probably going to be about close to a $2 fave over the course of 162 games. This is not a spot, not with this guy on the hill. And even Urias is another guy I love too for them. But again, run line or nothing here. Maybe you just go to the 2.5 runs, get a little plus money back on that with the Dodgers. Right? I mean, 5-1 gets you there.
You took you must be reading from my notepad as this. But Anthony, it's plus 230 for the Reds. No bites on that though, right?
No, not in Dodgers home opener. Like Sean said, they're stacked. The Reds, right. I mean, they just got their butt kicked at home versus the Guardians, who I don't think are very, very good at all. Yeah. They're just playing the right team at the right time. And I mean, this Dodgers should be a blow. I mean, like I told you yesterday, we bombed the Dodgers money line. And I even told you yesterday, which I didn't play, and I know you didn't play. I said maybe we should take the -2.5 it'll be a good play. I think they just kill them, and they did 7-0. But I think this is another alternative. Even the Dodgers minus a half first 5 innings. I mean, pitching matchup is just a huge mismatch.
What's the number on their first 5?
I think it's -1, and I think it's minus 140 or 145.
That's not terrible.
I actually played that today.
140. You can live with 145. You're like, it's the Dodgers. They should score. Get at least 3 or 4 across the board before.
Yeah.
So
it's like 71 cents to $1. I mean, it's not great, but in this game particular situation, it's a great play. I mean, I don't see the Reds scoring more than. If they get 2 runs in the first 5 innings, I'd be surprised.
Yep.
I mean, I don't see more than 1 run being scored. And I do see the Dodgers scoring maybe 3 or 4 in the first 5 innings. So the first 5 innings is a very, very solid play. But overall, I mean, if once the Reds go to the bullpen, I don't see any improvement out of their bullpen from last year. And if anyone knows anything about last year, the Reds bullpen was one of the worst bullpens in MLB last year. And I know they got rid of a couple guys from there, but they didn't really pick up any better guys. They just more equivalent. So I think the Dodgers just beat the hell out of the Reds bullpen in this series.
They traded away their best guys last year to Reds out of the bullpen.
Yeah, they lost Castellanos. They lost Tucker Barnhart, the backup catcher, which I think was a huge blow to them. Tucker Barnhart is a backup catcher. Great backup catcher. He can homer at any point. The relief
Suarez
pitchers,
is in Winker, gone, Seattle.
Yeah.
Last year, the bullpen guys, I think they traded to like the Rockies or something. I was like, what are you doing that?
So they're rebuilding the Reds.
Reds are in trouble. I mean,
this team's they're going to be in for a long year, I think. You might steal a game, and you just mentioned a game against Cleveland. And I'm like, all right, you got to roll out the under here because I don't think the Indians are going to hit, and I think the Reds are not going to be that good. Yeah, well, if your pitching staff comes in and just gets shelled like that, yeesh.
The Indians threw up 17 runs the other night. Those guys can hit a little bit.
I like me some Franmil Reyes. I like he's my little guy.
Oh yeah. Last year the Reds had a closer that it was a converted starter, and then he had some like injury issues, and if I remember, I thought it was like his parents were mad that they overpitched him because he was injured or something. Like I can't remember the kid's name, but he was on my fantasy team. That's the only reason I know. But I can't remember his name last year. But they're in trouble this year.
Yes.
So we're talking first 5. It's Dodgers -1, I think, and then run line. And Sean had a great suggestion. Why not -2?
Yes.
Right, and see if you can get some plus money. They won 7-0 last night. Why not?
Yeah. So. And once they start hitting, it's going to be I don't say like they're no-brainer kind of games, but this team should put up 5 a game. And the pitching staff, like you mentioned, Anth, this is a deep staff. Like Gosselin, Urias, you got a lot of guys. They got a lot of young talent. They spend a lot of money in the international pools and stuff, so they could reload for sure.
And Bauer,
guys coming in.
It might be back by the All-Star break. There's rumors that he's getting his lawsuit completed, and I mean, they're just even more stacked. They're going to go with a 6-man rotation. That's how good they are. I mean, these days.
We know. Listen, somebody's getting hurt. You know that. Someone always
gets hurt.
Never have enough pitching. They always say that. Never.
But
there is teams. It'll work itself out.
There's teams that's already said they're going to go with a 6-man rotation throughout the season and see how that goes, just to keep their starters more rest for the end of the season. So it's going to be interesting. So if Bauer comes back, don't be surprised if the Dodgers have a 6-man rotation.
I mean, he should come back. The guy was in charge. I mean, like,
there's nothing.
Right. I don't care if the guy, he's a big POS. People don't like him. That doesn't mean you can't earn a living, folks. Plenty of POSs in all kinds of industry.
Right. Yeah. Are you guys used to calling the Cleveland team the Guardians yet? I still kind of call them the Indians.
I call them the Indians. I still call them the Redskins. I still say San Diego Chargers. I say Oakland Raiders.
All right, so we got another game going. This is a game I really like. It's also a late game too. The Cubs are in Colorado. Colorado off to a really hot start, man.
Yes,
I like this game, man. I love the Rockies tonight. Anthony, how you feel about this -125 on the money line? Are they begging us to take the Rockies?
So I'll release this early. I mean, I gave it to my clients. I got the Rockies at -115. I put 5 units on it. I'm very, very confident in the Rockies. Home opener tonight. And I'm a huge Cubs fan. I mean, come on. I got my Cubs shirt on.
I'm a Chicago guy too myself.
And I know damn well the Cubs are just going to struggle this year. I mean, they playing well, but who are they really? They're playing the Brewers, struggling Brewers, and Wrigley Field. They split versus Pittsburgh. I mean, come on. And now they're going to go in Colorado, Colorado's playing really, really good right now. Whether they can keep this up, I'm not sure. But they're going to really struggle versus Kyle Freeland tonight. And Freeland's either a hit or miss. He's either really good or really bad. And we're going to see the really good today. I think Cubs are just a bunch of frauds, and it's going to be a rough, long year for the Cubs.
It's a great number too, Sean. -1. I think it's -125 right now. What are your thoughts, Cubs Rockies?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I got the Cubs at 120. I got the Rockies at 127 last night. So I got a bad number in the afternoon with them. But I just like them because, as you said, who have they played? You beat the Brewers, and I had Brewers run line in those games. I'm thinking, all right, Brewers can't score. That's why their run lines are nice, +140 run lines, because they had trouble pushing runs across plate. Then you split or whatever they did, 1-2 or 1-1 versus the Pirates.
And they should never have beaten the Pirates the first game. It was 2 solo home runs by the new guy because of Suzuki. Because pitchers don't know how to pitch to him yet.
Yeah, and that kid, I mean, he's hitting 400 with 3 homers, 9 ribbies. He's doing good. Hap's hitting 700, and
Hap's going to be back to 200. Give him a week.
Exactly. But you look good. You look good for 4 games. You can look great with a 700 average. But besides those 2 guys and Contreras, no one else is hitting better than 200 on this team. Yep. And Freeland's a good pitcher. I think people, 2018, the guy was like 17-7 with like a 2 ERA. He was solid, but then injuries. 20 starts, 13 starts, 20 starts. I think he's good. And Colorado at home, we saw this last year. At home, this team just plays different. We saw them against the Dodgers the first week of the season. They battled them every game. Yeah. And they got to win over the Dodgers.
They won 2 out of 3.
Yeah. Getting huge money. Everybody's like, no way the Dodgers lose again, right? No way. They can't lose. They're the Dodgers.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
Folks. Yeah. Give me the Rocks at home. A low number like this, anything like under 130 with the Rockies at home versus bad to middling teams like this, I'll take Colorado home. They've proven this is pretty much the same team. All right, to bring Chris Bryant in there instead of Story.
Former Cub.
Same.
Cubs are way overvalued right now. Cubs are way overvalued right now. Way overvalued.
Chris Bryant might be liking to stick it a little bit to the Cubs there, no? From former team.
He's been batted 300 already for the year. Yeah. He's kicking ass.
Yeah, no, again, Connor Joe over there, CJ Crone playing pretty good for those teams. The whole, they got more guys in. So I'll go with the home team, short number, and a team that just, again, they take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. Last year at home, they were just a money machine. Take them every game as a dog at home. They're going to go even 1-2. They were going 1-2 in the 3-game series. They're probably making their money, or you're losing just a couple cents on them. So yeah, got to take them with this the whole series here against the Cubs.
I agree.
All right, great to hear it, because I also have my bet in on the Rockies, one of my top plays tonight. Let's talk a little bit about that Dodgers lineup, because there's a few teams. We'll talk a little futures, teams that bets. Anthony and I were talking about this a little bit earlier today, about teams that probably be betting a lot, like team totals. One of them's the Blue Jays, who could put some runs up. The other one is this murderer's row of the Dodgers. Sean, what do you think? Any thoughts on team totals going into the future, like a good bet for the year on a team?
For Dodger team total, I think you'd have to do like a team total for them, not game total. Dodger team total, 5.5? Because even you're thinking, they're going to hit a bunch of and go over. Well, because the pitching staff could come in here and they win 7-1 and you got an under. So a team total for them definitely looked over. Another team I kind of like, even though my guy, I like Eloy Jimenez, but the White Sox lineup is another team I kind of like team total wise. I got to see how they respond to that. But again, that's another kind of deep kind of team. You mentioned the Blue Jays, but I want to look at maybe under team totals right now. The Orioles, like the pitching has been solid, and just under in general for Baltimore. Pitching has been solid, 0 hitting, and even Arizona, the Diamondbacks. I actually got a over 66.5 for them for the season. I thought, you know what? Everybody kind of overlooks them because you got the Padres, Dodgers, the Giants over here. So I kind of like the Arizona team a little bit, but so I kind of like them to go over their win total. But right now they're playing towards like an under because the pitching's been pretty good and their bats have been kind of non-existent. So that's the team I'm kind of looking at team total wise. So under for Arizona games per game, over the Dodgers. White Sox now, I'm iffy with Eloy out. Who else kind of like there? Seattle, definitely an under, even for full games. They got decent pitching.
Marlins.
So under Marlins, another team. I'm high on the Marlins for the season. I thought, you know what? I got a little them to win the NL East. They got good pitching. 0 hitting so far. 0 hitting. So, and we'll take that. Especially early April. It's still kind of chilly. Pitchers always ahead of the hitters. Unders are to play for me. I think 3 unders tonight. I had like 5 yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 5 unders, 6 unders yesterday. And I had a postponement, but 4 and 2, 3, 2 and a push. And I had 3 more days. I had Seattle already under against the White Sox. So a lot of unders early in April for me.
Well, you guys love the baseball wagering. Last year I had a bad experience with baseball wagering, but is it normal for I mean, I know this season there's been a lot of unders. Is it normal beginning of the season, Anthony, for unders to be kind of ahead of the overs?
One thing I know is April is the hardest betting month of the year. Plain and simple. For me, I mean, anybody could disagree, but to me, our April is the hardest because you really don't have anything to go off in baseball. Nothing. There's no trend. There's no stats. You're literally going off complete knowledge, knowing the players. And I'm literally a baseball fanatic. If you saw my house, you'd be like, yeah, you're kind of sick.
And but Sean, too. Sean's a big baseball guy.
I love baseball.
Between cards, autographed baseballs, pictures on the wall over the house, my girlfriend wants to kill me. It's like one big collector's house. But I know these players inside and out. You say Sessa, I'm like, yeah, Yankees organization.
Yeah, Luis Sessa.
I already know who these guys are coming from. I know how they pitch. I know everything. I watched these games in and out. It's kind of sickening. But the teams to look out for is the Cardinals. I'm telling you right now, the Cardinals are the team to watch out for. This team won 17 games last year in September, squeaked into the second wild card after all those injuries last year, and they had a heartbreaker versus the Dodgers. If anyone remembers, Chris Taylor had a walk-off home run to eliminate the Cardinals out of the playoffs. Who knows what would have happened if the Cardinals would have beat the Dodgers in that game? Who knows? But Cardinals are the team to watch out for. I don't think they can contend with the Dodgers yet, but playoff time, I'd be shocked if it's not Cardinals, Dodgers, NLCS.
Cardinals will always be there. It's just the whole organization. I've said this before on the show. That's a team that's always there. No one expects nothing of them. They were 17 games early. Like, where the heck these guys come from? Is this like even this year? I look at the pitching staff. I'm like, Wainwright's pushing 40. Flannery's back from an injury. How's he going to be? Like Mikolas, it's like Mikolas. That's not a guy I really love. But here they are. They're just going to truck along. And August comes, they're going to pick up somebody at the trade deadline, another arm from some other team, and pick up guys. You're going to be like, wow, what is it? Who did they bring up? Like J.A. Happ the other time? Like J.A. Happ. The guy's like,
that was a joke. That was horrible. But he played well, though. He pitched well just for the last
year. I'm like,
yeah.
But that's what they do. It's, absolutely 100% on St. Louis with you there. That's a team. I took them. I think they're plus 190 to win a division. I'm like, all right, I can't go Brewers because they were a fave. So I'm like, listen, are the Brewers a better team? Because the pitching is awesome. But hey, if you can't score, you're not going to win any games. And I said this on my show. I said, if Yelich isn't hitting by the end of May, dude, try to ship him to somebody else first. Maybe he needs to change the scenery. I mean, again, he had a great year, right? He was MVP one year. Since then, where's he been?
Yeah.
Dump him. You need a thumper. You need 2 thumpers because you're going to dump him. You got to get some. You need 2 guys to hit in that lineup.
Yeah, because they have a great pitching staff. They're arguably the best closer in the game.
I mean, they got a top 3. I put those pitchers against anybody with pitchers. I mean, all right, Peralta's not a sexy name. People don't like him. Dude, the guy's got he looked good the other day too. I mean, I'll take my shot with those 3 guys versus any team. My problem is that am I going to score a run or am I going to lose every game 2-1? That's the problem. Pitcher comes in, makes a mistake, 3-0, you lose. Like, I can't get a run. The Brewers can't get a run.
There's 2 guys that I look out for, and I'm literally just watching the box score, and they're both on the Marlins. Brian De La Cruz and Chisholm Jr. Those two guys from the
Chisholm,
Marlins, they are animals. Just watch. Once they leave Florida, everyone's going to know about them. But those two guys, I mean, De La Cruz, he's like a Eugenio Suarez, but he can actually hit his
his
body
weight.
weight. His weight. He can actually hit above 200. Suarez, I think, what he bet 146 last year or something like that. And Chisholm, dude, he's a career 300 hitter, and he's a rookie pretty much.
I love his baseball card with him sliding into. You see it, Andy? He's like, I love his card. It's great. It's a great future star card. He's like pumped up. I'm like, I love that card. That's one of my favorite baseball cards.
We used to call 200 the Mendoza line. Is that okay? I'm dating myself, but do they still call? Okay, they still call it the Mendoza line.
Still the Mendoza line. That was, we got the guy's name. That was a real guy. He couldn't get 200. They said, we were like Louis Mendoza or whoever he was. I don't know who he was.
Now it's the Suarez line if you're in Cincinnati. Now he's in Seattle now.
Seattle.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I think he was banned $113 2 days ago when I had Seattle. I'm like, yeah, that's about right.
Where's my I have a future on him, I think, somewhere for homers. On a Suarez homer future somewhere, I think.
I love the Reds second baseman. I picked him up like beginning of the season. He was a rookie last year.
India.
That dude is a beast.
Oh, Jonathan India. Yeah, he's good.
He's good.
Yeah, he's like their best player probably on offense. But
then they got a bunch of young pitchers coming up.
Like good players.
Tyler Molly's a solid young. I mean, he's not young anymore. He's coming into his. This is where he should be breaking down at 27, 28. He should have a good year. But that kid Green they had the other day is a nice youngster. They have another kid in the rotation too. Like two of their top prospects are in rotation. So we'll see how they do. But again, you're in a tough spot with the Cardinals. Obviously, are always going to be good, and the Brewer pitching staff. If they can get some hits, the Brewers will be all right.
Yep, if they could get some batters, some sluggers in there, they'll be fine. They got the Cy Young winner, a bunch of other guys like Peralta you mentioned.
Woodruff and Burns are two good starters.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're approaching 30 minutes. We can't keep it under 30 when the three of us get together.
The miracle.
It's my fault.
It's my miracle.
What do you say?
Sorry, Ann. It's my fault.
What do you say?
Not your fault. We just all talk.
Oh man, imagine if we were talking baseball cards. I forgot to grab my baseball card to show Sean. I've got like a little book. Next time I'll bring it. I forgot. I was working. So, but yeah,
I was just opening up some Heritage.
Oh God, I don't like the Heritage.
I love the Heritage cards.
I'm addicted to the Top Series 1. I'm addicted to the Top Series 1.
I like the way these feel. These are just nice.
There's just no value in them.
Well, there's no value really in any cards, really, the way they produce these things.
Anthony,
if you get a Wander Franco parallel, I mean, my God, people are putting it out for freaking $2,000 on eBay. I'm like, you guys are insane.
When I was a kid, Sean, they used to have a pink rectangle of plastic in there they called chewing gum in the baseball cards.
Yes.
I know they don't not anymore, but I don't know if you're old enough to remember the gum. I used to like the taste of it and stuff, but it was like biting a piece of plastic, shatter in your mouth.
I got to go get packs. I got sealed wax packs from like 1985 in my closet here. I got it. My son, I was opening up a box from like 88, I think, or 87 tops, and he's like, "I tried this gum." I'm like, "Knock yourself out." But
that gum was made in my hometown, Amaral, in Naperville, Illinois. They used to make.
Is it made out of asbestos?
Yeah, I don't know. You drive by it or ride your bike by the gum factory, you can smell it, from a mile away. But they used to make little albums. They called chew bops. Used to have a bubblegum record inside. It would be the album cover of whatever albums were out there at the time. I don't know if you remember those. They were like trade. They were like.
I remember albums. I remember like Remember the 45s were like the half of albums. Anthony's like, what are these old guys talking about?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
He's like,
they were called chew bops. C-H-U-
I do remember the gum in the packages. I do remember.
Okay. You were
probably
I'm young. I'm like 20 years younger than you guys, but I do remember.
I know. All right, we got a free play to give away.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Put it up.
All right, I'm gonna run the transition. Here we go. All right, Maximum Edge. Free play. All right. -0.5 first 5 innings. I think I had to take -1. I don't think DraftKings.
So I got this at
-5.
-160, but to me, I just think it's easy money, free money, pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
-160, -140. You might as well just take the half and take the free money. -1, you got it. Even -1's still good. But personally, I took the -0.5. I ate the juice and just collected my free money. That's all.
Yep.
I've been doing a lot of player props lately. I've been doing like runs and RBIs, just all plus money player props.
Lay it on me.
I don't even know what the odds are, but if we could get anybody in the Dodgers at like plus 120 for like an RBI, like out of the or a run out of like the 4, 5, 6 spot, I'd just take it. Like,
all right.
I don't know. I didn't look at the Dodger because this morning I looked and it wasn't up yet for the Dodger game. I should have looked before the show, but
That's what I know.
Anytime I get I told you I had Lux the other day for a RBI. I think it was like plus 240. I don't have the sheet in front of me.
Nice.
He was like a 240 for Ribby. I'm like, I'll take a shot at him bat 90. Someone be on base for him. Maybe it's a double, scores, knocks somebody in.
I know you've been doing good with the props. I saw Plus Money Honey. She said you've been killing it.
Yeah, I'm 29 and 39 in baseball props. Right.
That's damn good.
I mean, so I'm 10
props,
under.
That's really good in props.
Yeah, but I'm plus like $3 because every prop there's no minus money on the props. They're all plus money. So I gained under, but when you're hitting a 285 or a bunch of 140s.
We had Wander Franco for a hit. He went hitless today.
No, I don't do hits because a lot of time on the hits, you're laying juice on a lot of hits.
Yeah.
So I go with runs and ribbies. I don't know.
Boom.
I'm staying away from the Rays for a long time. The Rays offense is just dry.
Brutal.
Right now. I gotta wait for them to get hot.
I had a low. I had a Nate Lowe today, I think, for them, or Brandon Lowe. One of the lows. Whoever Lowe was for them, RBI. And
I just purchased an autographed card, the 1987 one on Top Series 1. I got it off eBay for $11. I'm like, are you kidding me? This guy's got 3 home runs already.
And you see, that's because I had this boxes of you start opening Series 1, so all of a sudden I got 1,000 cards I can't give away. I'm like, hey, come by. I'm like, here's 5,000 cards. Give me like $50 because it cost me that much just to buy a box off Amazon and hold them in. But nobody even wants them.
Right.
I just go on eBay and just pick the cards I want now.
That's what I say. I'm going to do that, but then all of a sudden I got 2 boxes of Topps Chrome hiding in a closet. I'm like, I'll do these later.
But there's nothing like opening a box though. There's no comparison. But when I can go on eBay for the same damn price or cheaper, look, I just got a freaking 2 autographs for $25.
Yeah,
I can't get an autograph of my life dependent on how many boxes I buy.
Exactly, but the fun's opening up and going through it. It's like that's the fun part.
I got a really, really cool Fernando Tatis home field advantage one yesterday. I bought a box. I'm like, oh, it's badass. So I'm gonna go get it graded.
Nice.
You could just walk into a place center and get it graded somewhere.
You got to send it to PSA or something. I don't know. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, they charge like $50, $100 All right, somebody's dog's got to get fed.
All right. Well, thanks again, Sean. Always a great time. Anthony, we'll talk to you guys. Hopefully see you guys next week, talking a little more baseball, see where we're at with our stuff.
We'll open wax packs on the air.
Right. I promise I'll bring my book out next time.
Yes.
All right, fellas. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Maxim Edge. Sports Wager Show. Bye-bye.
Second string, and I'm the team captain. He's the preview, and I'm the main attraction. Unstoppable.